Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Officers Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. So we are here and we are doing the summary of the act and exam oriented questions. So only one act is left, that is Surfacy Act, and we are doing the important summary and its question. So let's start with the session of this one. Surfacy Act. Okay, so we have done the 2 chapter because in your book the Surfacy contain the 5 chapters, so that's why the session is important. This summary of the act, almost we have done 100% summary of the this book and its question, so that's why your 50% course is already completed if you just focus on this one. Okay, now summary of the act and exam oriented questions. So let's start with the session. A very good morning to all of you, class. Now, so in the Surfacy we have done the 2 unit. Okay, so the 3rd unit is about your asset reconstruction company. So what is asset reconstruction company? It include registration of these company, their functions, freedom, and the RBI restriction. It means, class, your ARC company is always registered, or you can say under the guidance of the Reserve Bank of India. So that's why this is important. These are some stipulation for capital requirement and for raising the same. The existing company require registration. There are various conditions based on which registration is considered by RBI. You know now, what is the basic work of ARC company? Suppose borrower is there, bank and financial institution is there. Okay, borrower, bank and financial institution is there. So in that case, suppose if borrower is not able to pay the money now, so the bank and financial institution will consult the ARC company. So ARC company always register, okay, always register under the RBI, and this ARC company will search the qualified buyer who will take the security received from the ARC company and give the money. So this is the basic formula that we have already done in the Surfacy Act. Okay, so the same thing is asking here. Done? Now we have seen that registration of company can cancel and reason thereof. How financial assets are acquired is important and it involved detailed procedure. The effect of contract deed suit involving the security asset also. It means security asset means that the borrower which have deposited the security, so that is called security asset. So this is all about your Surfacy, and some few points are also left, that ARC company can take various measures for realization of the from the asset. Exactly. The Act also provide dispute settlement of bank, financial institution, ARC company qualified buyer by the arbitration. You know now what is arbitration? Arbitration is one word you can say that arbitration is the quasi judicial body. Court is there. In the court we have to follow the various formalities, but in arbitration we are not bound to follow the procedure that is adopted by the court. The arbitration can make their own procedure, so any dispute that will handle by the arbitration also, and the RBI have power to issue various guidelines under the Surfacy Act. It means the main controller in this Surfacy is of the RBI. Okay, that's it. Now let's do the question. Number 1 question. Number 1 question on the screen is that ARC needs registration. ARC needs registration from RBI for commencement of the business. That is true or false? Yes, class. That is true or false? A very good question. The ARC needs registration from RBI for the commencement of the business. That is true or false? Excellent, Sharda ma'am, Manjri ma'am, good sir. So your answer is truly it is true. Okay. Right of acquisition of a financial asset by ARC company is subject to the prior agreement or contract about the asset. That is true statement. Right of acquisition of a financial assets by ARC company. So ARC company need a contract about the asset. That is true statement. Apply your common sense. Class, some concept now, suppose if we not understand in the paid class, so some concept you can also understand in the live class, in the question and answer session. Manjri ma'am, for that thing we no need any ma'am contract. If the ARC company required the asset from the bank and financial institution, no need for any contract. So this is ma'am absolutely false. This is ma'am false statement. Ghosh sir, not true. Manjari ma'am, not true. It's a false one. We don't require any, because ARC company is made for this, this work, that to take the security receipt from the bank and financial institution and sell to the qualified buyer. Okay. Acquisition of a financial asset by ARC company is with liability also over such an asset. Liability. Tell me, class. Acquisition of financial assets by ARC company is with liability also over such an asset. It means that the ARC company have a liability. Manjari ma'am, but in the question ma'am, we are not talking about the contract between the borrower and the bank ma'am. Now the borrower is just ignore that borrower. The thing is ARC company and this financial institution and bank. Okay, ma'am. Excellent, Pawan sir, Sharda ma'am. Try to understand the question. In the third one also, no need of any liability over a such assets. So this is absolutely false. Exactly, sir. Because these questions really, you can easily clear your concept more and more. That's why I always used to say revise your notes, revise your notes. Because once you revise the notes now, and suppose 2 3 4 times you are revising the notes now, every time you will get a new concept. That is the universal truth. That is the universal truth. In every revision you will get the new concept and you will clear your concept. Okay. For each asset required or to be acquired by the ARC company, there should be dash scheme. I'm giving you two words: separate or combined scheme. Separate or combined scheme. For each asset acquired or to be required, that is, we are talking about the future, by ARC company, there should be combined scheme or separate scheme. Combine or separate, there are two words. Combined scheme or separate. To be means future, and that is present. Present and future both. Both things are there. Excellent, Pawan sir. Excellent, Gopal sir. We need a separate scheme. We need a separate scheme. Excellent. Good, sir and ma'am. When ARC company issues security receipt, the holder is entitled to a dash in the financial assets. I'm just writing this answer because options is not given in the fifth one. So for the fifth one class, the right answer is undivided interest. In the fifth one, just try to learn. When ARC issue the security receipt, to whom they will issue the security receipt? To the qualified buyer. The holder is entitled to the undivided interest in the financial asset. The financial asset that's belong to the borrower, and this holder you can also say it to qualified buyer. Okay, so this is very important. Undivided interest. Okay. The security receipt issued by ARC require a registration. Sixth one. The security receipts that belong to the borrower, if it is issued by ARC, it's require registration or not? Sixth one. Hanji class. What will be the right answer for the sixth one? Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Excellent, Pawan sir, Manjri ma'am, Sharda ma'am. It is absolutely the false one. No need of any registration. No need of any registration. Okay. Any direction issued by RBI under the SURFACE have a dash effect, and its dash on binding has retrospective effect, prospective, or statutory effect. Tell me, three options are there. Retrospective means from the past, prospective from the present, statutory means that is given in the act. And it is binding or not binding on the parties. Tell me. This is A, this is B. Tell me class, seventh answer. That's great, Sharda ma'am. That is binding on the party. Absolutely right. That is binding on the party. Excellent. Binding on the parties. And this one, ma'am? This thing is written as a retrospective, prospective, or statutory. The statutory means that is the law, and that is law. So in this statement, there is a statutory effect for this one. That's great. Okay, after application of SURFACE, what have the existing company to do about registration with RBI? Eighth one. After application of SURFACE Act, what have the existing company to do about registration with RBI? Nana Sharda ma'am, it's not retrospective. Retrospective means any law which will be followed from the past. That is not the exact meaning. Yes, class, for these 8 after application of the SURFACE Act, what have the existing company to do about registration with RBI? 8.1. They are automatically deemed to be registered. And see class, if you want to revise these summary na, you can attend the 9 p.m. session, because in the 9 p.m. session in bilingual language, I'm doing this summary. So if you want to revise again, because in each revision you will get a new thing. So if you want to revise, you can see the session at 9 p.m. Okay? Which from amongst the following is a reason for cancellation of registration of ARC without giving a hearing opportunity? Tell me class. The company does not keep account as per RBI norms. The company ceases to carry on the business of securitization or this. And what is the reason for cancellation? Reason for cancellation of this one. The company failed to hold investment. The company does not fulfill any condition imposed at the time of registration. SURFACE Act is there, so apply your SURFACE Act formula. Apply the SURFACE Act formula. Sorry. The right answer is excellent class. If the company cease means to stop, carry the business of securitization and reconstruction, then we can cancel it. We can cancel it. Okay? Absolutely right. So ninth one, B is the right answer. Excellent class. And tomorrow we are going to finish the SURFACE. Tomorrow we are going to finish the SURFACE Act. Okay? Now, Again, something important about this one. In this chapter, we have seen detail about the enforcement of security by bank and financial institution and what is the procedure requirement. We have discussed how default being committed by borrower. What is a default? That the borrower is not able to pay the money. So default committed by borrower, the creditor can enforce the security. As we know that who is creditor? Bank and financial institution is a creditor. No court intervention is required. We already know these things. The service of notice calling for payment or on failing to pay, the creditor can invoke the provision for take over the asset. Exactly. See, from the bank side, the bank is giving notice within 60 days to the borrower that we are going to sell your property. We are going to sell your property. Suppose if the borrower is not taking it seriously, so the creditor can invoke the provision of taking over the asset. What is asset? The borrower which they have deposited as a security, that is called asset. After the notice, transfer of property etc. by the borrower is prohibited. Exactly. As per section 13 clause 33A, the borrower may on receipt of notice from the secured creditor make representation, raise objection in which the case secured creditor has to consider the representation and objection, and if it is not tenable or acceptable, it means suppose the borrower is objecting that why are you selling my property. So in that case, if the secured creditor, who is secured creditor? Bank and financial institution. So bank and financial institution, either he will listen the presentation that is present by the borrower, or he will object, or he will not accept. It's the choice of secured creditor. It has to be communicated to the borrower within 15 days. It means class, this is very important, that the secured creditor will inform whether the whether the objection or representation is accepted or rejected by the secured creditor. This is very important. This is very important class. 15 days, within 15 days. Notice 60 days and objection and rejection within 15 days. Important one. Very important one. Next, creditor can also, what is this? Creditor can also call for payment due to the borrower from a third party. Third party means maybe someone is guarantor of the borrower. So the creditor can call the guarantor of borrower also. That is called third party. For remaining dues after the sale of asset, the remedy at civil court and DRT is open as per jurisdiction. See, for the remaining dues, suppose if the suppose 10 lakh rupees is there, the guarantor give only 5 lakh rupees. Now 5 lakh rupees is left. So for the remaining dues after the sale of asset, the remedy at civil court and DRT is open. It means you can either go to the court or either go to the DRT. For initiating various action under this act, there is a need of authorized person. While taking possession of asset, various precautions are required to be taken, because secured creditor is taking the asset from the borrower. So you need to be take precaution. For taking possession, again a very important statement class, Chief Metropolitan Magistrate and District Magistrate or any authorized officer has to be come into picture. Important one. In such an event, possession is to be taken by such authority and handed it toward the creditor. Exactly. Against the possession notice, appeal can be made, but the payment of amount as prescribed. It means in the appeal also you have to pay something amount. If possession is wrongfully taken by the creditor, possession means the secured asset of borrower, the creditor has to pay compensation to the borrower. And for appeal to the tribunal, you have to pay 50% amount to be deposited. 50%. We already know this one, 50%. Why only 50% we have to be pay? Okay. So this is all for today's class. So tomorrow we are going to finish the Surface Act, so do not forget to come in the batch. And class, if you are new in this session, your new batch for November session is already there. So if you are new, if you want to crack your CAIIB exam in the single and a first attempt, so you can attend the class. So for this one, you have to click on all courses, JIB CAIIB, CAIIB 2023. And there's a new batch. You have to click on view all, and you can see here your new batch. It is in bilingual language, so you have to click on this, apply the coupon code Y391. You can easily get the new batch. Okay, so this is all for today's class. No, Sharda ma'am, he will not get the 50% amount. No, ma'am, that is a fees of DRT, ma'am. That is a Sharda ma'am, that is a fees of DRT. Why he will demand the 50% deposit amount? No, this is the fees. Okay, thank you so much.